Welcome to the training series following the nutrition guidelines for student nutrition programs. This series is designed to help you follow the provincial student nutrition program nutrition guidelines of 2020. The training series has been developed by Toronto Public Health for student nutrition programs operating within the City of Toronto. The information in the training series is intended to guide student nutrition program volunteers and coordinators, as well as staff or administrators at schools or community agencies who are involved in the planning, ordering, or operating of student nutrition programs. This training module will focus on assessing menus and is Module 4 of a 4-module series. Toronto Public Health is not responsible for any misinterpretation or misuse of this presentation. The information in this presentation reflects what is known at the time of release only. This is the 4th of 4 modules in a series of training videos on following the nutrition guidelines for student nutrition programs. In order to receive a certificate recognizing that you completed the full training, you must complete all 4 training videos and complete a knowledge quiz. You may find it useful to have a copy of the Nutrition Guidelines Summary for Student Nutrition Programs with you to help you follow along. You can access the Nutrition Guidelines, sample menus, and knowledge quiz by going to www.toronto.ca/student-nutrition-program/ then click on Training and Resources. Please ensure that you have also completed the food safety training available on the same webpage. The key topics that will be covered in this module are a quick recap of the nutrition guidelines, meals and snacks, and each of the 3 categories: vegetables and fruit, protein foods, and whole grain foods, as well as assessing menus. The Student Nutrition Program nutrition guidelines are used to create simple, nutritious menus for meals and snacks. A meal at a student nutrition program is considered a breakfast, morning meal, or lunch that offers 3 food categories: 1 vegetable or fruit plus 1 protein food plus 1 whole grain food. A snack at a student nutrition program offers 2 food categories: 1 vegetable or fruit plus 1 protein food or 1 whole grain food. You will notice that for each food category, the amount of food or serving size is not suggested. When it comes to serving food at your student nutrition program, it is important to trust that children and youth know how much they need to eat to best satisfy their appetite. All children and youth should be encouraged to pay attention to these natural hunger and fullness cues. Remember, to help identify if a vegetable and fruit meets the Student Nutrition Program nutrition guidelines, pay attention to these questions. Number 1, is there no added sugar in packaged fruit? Number 2, is canned fruit in water or 100% juice? Number 3, is there no added salt or sauce in frozen vegetables or cooked vegetables? And number 4, is there 10% daily value or less of sodium for canned vegetables? Remember, to help identify if a protein food meets the Student Nutrition Program nutrition guidelines, pay attention to these questions. Number 1, is there 2% MF or milk fat or less for milk and yogurt? Number 2, is there 20% MF or less for hard cheese when possible? Number 3, is soya beverage fortified and unsweetened? Number 4, is there 10% daily value or less of sodium for cheese, canned beans, lentils, hummus, canned fish, meat, and tofu? And number 5, is there 11 grams or less of sugar per 100 grams of serving for flavored yogurts? Remember, to help identify if a grain food product meets the Student Nutrition Program nutrition guidelines, we can ask these 3 questions. Number 1, is whole grain, whole wheat, or bran the first ingredient? Number 2, is the sugar less than or equal to 8 grams of sugar per 30 grams serving? Number 3, is the percent daily value for sodium less than or equal to 10%? We will now look at menus more closely to help apply the key principles in the nutrition guidelines to what you may serve at your student nutrition programs. Keep your copy of the Nutrition Guidelines Summary for student nutrition programs close by. It will be useful as we consider the sample menus in the upcoming activities. Remember, you can access the nutrition guidelines by going to www.toronto.ca/student-nutrition-program/ then click on Training and Resources. This is a weekly meal menu for a student nutrition program. It could be for a breakfast, morning meal, or lunch. Remember, 3 food categories are needed. Take a moment to look at the meal for Monday. What do you notice? Can you name 4 things to consider? For Monday, we see that there are only 2 food categories instead of 3. We are missing a whole grain food. We know that a whole grain food is needed for a meal within the Student Nutrition Program nutrition guidelines. We need to be sure that the cheese has less than or equal to 10% daily value of sodium per serving, and if possible, we would want the cheese to have less than or equal to 20% milk fat. How about Tuesday? Take a moment to review the menu. Can you name the questions to explore? For Tuesday, we would need to ensure that the crackers are whole grain and need to be sure that the crackers have less than or equal to 10% daily value of sodium per serving. Have a look at Wednesday. Would this meal meet the nutrition guidelines? For Wednesday, the cereal does not look like it would meet the cereal criteria. It is likely high in sugar and not a whole grain. The sugar should be less than or equal to 8 grams of sugar per 30 grams serving. The milk meets the fat content since it is 2% milk fat. For Thursday, can you spot anything of concern? For Thursday, the granola bar has chocolate chips, which would not meet the nutrition guidelines. The yogurt percent milk fat meets the nutrition guidelines, but we need to check that it has less than or equal to 11 grams of sugar per 100 gram serving. Have a look at Friday. What should we pay attention to here? For Friday, cream cheese is listed as a protein food, but it is actually considered a condiment. Remember that the nutrition guidelines permit the use of condiments in menus to add flavor, but these are not a source of nutrients. An acceptable amount of cream cheese would be 1 to 2 tablespoons per student. To complete the menu for Friday, a protein food like hummus could be used instead of the cream cheese. Now let's look at an example of a weekly menu for a snack program. Remember, a snack at a student nutrition program includes at least 1 vegetable or fruit, plus 1 protein food or 1 whole grain food. Have a look at Monday. Would these foods meet the nutrition guidelines? For Monday, both the fruit snacks and the granola bars are do not serve items and do not meet the nutrition guidelines. What does Tuesday's snack look like? What do you think? For Tuesday, the juice is a do not serve item, so it will be better to choose another vegetable and fruit food, such as apples, carrots, or celery. To be sure the yogurt tubes meet the nutrition guidelines, we would need to check that the sugar is 11 grams or less per 100 gram serving. Also, we need to check that the fat content is 2% milk fat or less. How about Wednesday? Take a moment to assess this menu. For Wednesday, we are missing a fruit or vegetable. For the crackers, we need to check the label to ensure the first ingredient is whole grain, whole wheat, or bran. They should also have less than or equal to 10% daily value of sodium per serving. The cheese should have less than or equal to 10% daily value of sodium per serving, and if possible, we would want the cheese to have less than or equal to 20% milk fat. What is happening on Thursday? For Thursday, chocolate milk does not meet the nutrition guidelines due to the sugar content. It is on the do not serve list. It should be replaced with plain milk that is equal to or less than 2% milk fat or another protein food. Also, what do you think about Friday? On Friday, we are missing a fruit or vegetable. We would want to ensure that the pita is whole grain. Also, we need to check that both the pita and the hummus have less than or equal to 10% daily value of sodium per serving. It may be helpful for you to map out your own menu in a grid form such as the one shown here. It will help you double-check you are providing the correct number of food categories and the correct type of foods that will meet the nutrition guidelines. This is a great visual of what your week would look like to also ensure that there are a variety of foods being provided. Finally, posting the menu will let others know what to expect during the week to help with planning and communicating exciting news about your student nutrition program. Sample menus for meals and snacks are available to help you create new ideas or guide you in your planning for your own menu. They are found on the Toronto Public Health website. There are also grab-and-go options for those who may be operating without on-site food preparation facilities or without a refrigerator. You can access the Nutrition Guideline Summary for student nutrition programs and sample menus at www.toronto.ca/student-nutrition-program/ then click on Training and Resources. This module covered the following topics: a quick recap of the nutrition guidelines, meals and snacks, and each of the 3 food categories: vegetables and fruit, protein foods, and whole grain foods. Also assessing menus. This concludes training module 4 on assessing menus. Now that you have completed all 4 modules, remember to complete the knowledge quiz in order to receive a certificate of completion for the training series, following the nutrition guidelines for student nutrition programs. To access the knowledge quiz, go to www.toronto.ca/student-nutrition-program/, then click on Training and Resources. You can also visit the City of Toronto's website, which is updated regularly with health advice and information. For more information on nutrition and student nutrition programs, go to www.toronto.ca/student-nutrition-program/, then click on Training and Resources. You will find information such as the new guidelines, sample menus, COVID-19, food safety and nutrition resources, and training videos. You can get answers to specific nutrition questions by emailing snp@toronto.ca. For food safety questions, email dinesafe@toronto.ca or call 416-338-7600 or 311.